Hello there. This is Aparna Gautam, your career growth specialist and life coach. Today I'm here in this video to talk about anxiety. We've all experienced it. If you're watching this video, I know you have. Today's video is about this topic because as a career coach and a life coach, I keep talking to a lot of working professionals as my clients, as people I connect with, people who follow me on social media. And one keyword that has always come up is I feel anxious. I feel scared. I feel my anxiety is holding me back. Today in this video, I'm going to give you 5 techniques that will help you shift from feeling anxious to feeling calm in less than 5 minutes. This video will help you. My recommendation is to learn these techniques and practice it. Take it all, explore all the 5 techniques, and the one that helped you the most, practice it more. So next time when you're feeling anxious, I hope you take one of these techniques and actually practice. Give it a chance, right? So the first technique that I want to tell you when you're feeling anxious is called butterfly tap method. So you just have to hold your hand like this, make it into this butterfly, place it on your chest and start tapping alternately. Yes, exactly like that. You can do it with me if you like. Now this butterfly tapping method or technique, it's making me so relaxed right now, trust me, is told to be similar to a mother's heartbeat. This is you taking efforts to heal that inner child, to heal that person inside you, that you as a human being, as an anxious person in that moment, to give you the soothing, the comfort that you need. Another technique is called butterfly hug method. It is just an alteration of the previous method itself. You literally hug yourself and then start tapping. The same feeling, tapping alternately on each shoulder, one by one. When you're feeling anxious, start doing this, right? Spending time with yourself in that moment, trying to give yourself comfort, is you giving yourself a message that you care, that you're there for yourself. The third technique that I want to teach you today is a breathing exercise, but with a certain addition to it. So you take one hand, you place it on your chest, another on your stomach. Imagine that it's on my stomach right now. Breathe in from your nose. Breathe out from your mouth. Do it with me, yes? So when you're doing this, and you can do this technique or method sitting down, lying down, however you're comfortable, it just brings your mind back to yourself, into your body. You'll feel grounded, you'll feel relaxed. It's amazing when I'm doing these techniques on this video, it is helping me calm my nerves because it is a video at the end of the day. So this is helping. I'm feeling super relaxed with every technique that I'm doing for you here. I would love for you to also benefit from it and practice it. So we've done 3 techniques so far. The 4th technique is a very famous grounding technique. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Now, what does that mean? It means that when you're feeling anxious, now that the feeling of anxiety is building up, you take a moment, take a deep breath, and then notice and name, literally notice and name 5 things that you see around you in your environment. When you start doing it, your mind gets engaged into this activity. So go with me here. 5 things you see around you. 4 things that you hear. Name those sounds. Maybe you're hearing a bus go by. Maybe you're hearing the sound of the fan or the AC running. Maybe there is somebody cooking in the kitchen, so there is a sound of the dishes. 4 things that you hear. Name them. Notice them and name them. 3 things you smell. Yes, your smelling sense. 2 things that you can touch, like literally reach out. Maybe I'm touching the fabric on this t-shirt. Reach out, I'm touching this table, this desk here. 1 thing that you can taste. So you can actually go taste, make yourself a cup of tea, or you already have a flavor in your mouth because of the meal that you just had. Recognize it. By the time you've reached point 1 to taste, you will feel that you've slowly come back into your body. You've again grounded yourself and you're not feeling so anxious anymore. The 5th technique is a little goofy, but if you trust me, this I have found it to be super effective. So understand one thing about anxiety: when you're feeling anxious, your mouth runs dry. If you've noticed that, I'm sure you've noticed that, you're familiar with it. So when you're feeling anxious, if you can fill your mouth up with saliva, take your tongue and place it on your upper lip, exactly like this. So when you're doing this with intention, you're sending a signal to your mind that you're safe, you're not anxious anymore, you're not unsafe. That symptom is gone. The dry mouth is not there. So your mind now feels calm. So 5 techniques: butterfly tap method, butterfly shoulder, the hug, butterfly hug, right? The breathing exercise, 1 hand on your chest and 1 on your belly. The 4th technique was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathing, grounding technique. And the 5th one was the saliva, keeping your mouth wet when you're feeling anxious. So now with these 5 techniques, what you learn today is that you don't really have to escape feeling anxious. What do we generally do when we feel anxious, right? Anxiety triggers many sensations. There are a variety of symptoms that one may feel. Your body getting strained, your heart racing, you feeling all these racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts. There are multiple symptoms, and all of us may be feeling it in a very different way. But what happens when we're generally feeling anxious? What do? We tend to escape. We escape that feeling. How? We do that by probably sleeping it off. We do that by drowning ourselves in alcohol. We do that by binging. We do that by canceling everything for the day, and maybe many days together. And now there's no judgment there. See, at the end of the day, you and I do tend to do things that helps us. And there's no harm in that unless we start overdoing it, because anything we overdo is self-sabotaging. The series of things that I just said, binging, alcohol, oversleeping, like just endless hours of sleeping and not getting out of your room, or canceling everything over and over during the day, that it hurts us. But before we realize, just because of the hormones that get released, the feeling of escape, the numbness of that emotion, of that feeling, we tend to do this over and over and over and over again. And even before we realize, we are addicted. We are in that prison now. We are literally caught into that hamster's wheel, not knowing how to get off. And there comes a point that we start feeling helpless, right? So understand one thing about your anxiety is that it's lying to you. Coming from someone who's struggled with anxiety for years now, for years, right? Even before I could name what it is, like literally not having any idea why I feel the way I feel, right? From there to, really helping myself, self-healing, all of that. I'm teaching this from a place of experience, right? So practice these, right? Not really getting into the loop of those short-term, instant gratifications and then getting addicted to it. If you want to benefit from this in a more sustainable fashion to help yourself, I would give you a few more tips, right? 1, gift yourself discipline. Now, I know we hate that word. All of us, millennials or various generations can relate. Discipline was basically handed over to you handed over to all of us in a very in a very not so comfortable way. Like when we hear the word discipline, we also think of phrases like disciplining a child, something you're made to do that you don't like, forcing someone, discipline being something very hard. But we never really were told that discipline is really a gift. That structure, that routine to your day, where you don't really have to burden yourself making so many decisions. And because you have a pattern of anxiety, you will not take those many decisions. So ideally, you're probably procrastinating, you're canceling out, you're putting most of the decisions for later, and literally things, basic things like self-care, grooming, hygiene, even like the smallest of things. You know what I'm talking about, right? So giving yourself discipline of a routine is a gift. When you have that, you are going to be in a very different place, right? The second thing that I would recommend is that if you've been experiencing anxiety and it's been very hard for you, you know that it is not letting you have the quality of life that you wish for. It's not letting you have the liberation that you want to do things that you would like to do. I definitely recommend you take help of a mental health professional. There's so many people out there, lot of resources available, books, courses, classes, sessions, face-to-face, classes or sessions, that therapy sessions are, so something that would help you make that first step is important, right? I know you know this, I know you've been told this before, and I know you've been probably telling yourself that I'll do this next time, tomorrow, next month, a few months later, and so on and so forth. But let this video be the sign that you will take that action today, right? If you're not living a life where you're free to do what you want to do just because of your health, then that is top priority, is it not, right? Your health, your physical and mental health being top priority. So take help, take support from a mental health professional, and they will help you. They will, support your well-being, and things will be back to where you want it to be with their health, right? I also recommend moving your body. It is so good for your mind and your body. The connection that, if you understand, when your body moves, your mind relaxes, and vice versa. There is so much stored into our body, into our nervous system. Moving our body, be it dancing, yoga, exercise, Zumba, call it anything. When you do that, you slowly are, again, you're practicing grounding, you're actually, relaxing your nerves, you're giving yourself a message that you're a happy being. And there's so much. I mean, of course, there are books written on it. If you want to read more about mind-body connection. But if you want to feel better mentally, you want to be in a better emotional state, move your body, right? Finally, I also recommend, for a sustained, freedom from anxiety, being mindful of coming back to the present moment, like practicing mindfulness. I saw this somewhere months ago, but it struck me so beautifully that I still have that thought in my head, and it helps me, it grounds me every time I feel, rushed. It said, all I have to do is focus on this moment and on this breath. And repeat it for you. All I have to do is, I have to focus on this moment and this breath. When I say this to myself, that's it. It's like all burden has been taken off, and I'm here in this present moment with you. You're watching, who's watching this video, right? So that's the video for you. 5 techniques that will help you shift from feeling anxious to calm. I also gave you a few more tips that will help you overcome your anxiety in a more sustainable way. Like, subscribe this video so that we can stay in touch, and you don't miss out the content that I'm going to bring more on this channel, on self-care, on mental health, your career growth, your personal growth. So as your career growth specialist and life coach, Aparna Gautam, I'm signing off, and I'll see you in my next video.